And 11 months ago, back in late September, when the Colorado Buffaloes were 3-0, you and I both agreed that Shedeur Sanders was QB3 in a class that included Caleb Williams and Drake May, because Jayden Daniels was off to a strong start, but he was a day 3 guy coming into this season, just like Joe Burrow was a day 3 guy coming into his final year at LSU. And those two names you mentioned bring me to this. Who is your Joe Burrow / Jayden Daniels out of nowhere candidate, maybe a day 3 guy now, maybe a little lower, a little higher, to make that surge up the draft boards by the time we get to April?
Are you talking about this year?
Yeah, this year's quarterback class. Who's your Jayden Daniels?
Okay. Well, okay. I'm going to be the smart man or the betting man. So I can go either way on this. I think the Texas A&M kid, Wigman, has a chance. I know he's on your top, but you don't know. I don't know if you have him right at the borderline, first, more likely second rounder. I think that if he has a good year, maybe he shoots into the top 10, which would be a pretty good jump. But how can you go with the track record right now at LSU? Joe Burrow, God, he's a third or fourth rounder. Bam, first pick in the draft the next year. Jayden Daniels, whoa, third or fourth rounder. Bam, second pick and overall pick in the draft this year. Who's coming up next down the pipe? Nussmeier, and way he looked in that bowl game last year and the command he had on that offense. Not the athlete that Jayden Daniels is, but a really good thrower. Garrett Nussmeier may be that next LSU quarterback that comes from the Saturday pick all the way up into the first round.
There is a, if not media-wise, but certainly among scouts and people who do this sort of thing, there's a lot of buzz about Garrett Nussmeier. We know who his dad is. And just a sneak peek, Rick, next week we're going to be talking to Cooper Patagna to 247. He loves Garrett Nussmeier. We're talking to Jim Nagy, the head of the Shrine Bowl. I'm interested to hear what he thinks about this quarterback class. And then Eric Galko will get on here as well out of Shrine Bowl. And they all know about these players. So we'll get more in-depth insights into these quarterbacks. But Garrett Nussmeier is a name that our buddy Bud Elliott over at the Cover 3 podcast got onto us back after the last draft. And you're a huge fan, probably a bigger fan than me. The guy I'm going to go with, and we talked about in the last segment, and you talked about reasons, things he needs to do in order to put himself in the first round conversation, is Cam Ward. I want to see if he can put it all together at the U. Let me ask you this about Cam Ward, just in general terms. There were some issues about Mario Cristobal. What are you laughing at? And Mario Cristobal not getting the most out of Justin Herbert. Any concerns about that at the U?
I don't know. I think they'll do a good job. It's just, I can feel it, Ryan. This is your Spencer Rattler. I can already get the sense that this is the guy that you're going to be waving the flag for all the way through this draft process. So I think that he is an upgrade over what they've had down there. Van Dyke, I thought Van Dyke won the starting job, or I thought I read where he won a starting job up at Wisconsin when he entered the transfer portal. So I think this kid can bring some spark down there to the Miami Hurricanes. The one thing that has held them back, I think, has been their quarterback play. So this kid is going to be an exciting playmaker for him, and it may elevate the Hurricanes to the next level. But boy, every time we get on this podcast and we talk about the quarterbacks, it's Cam Ward this, Cam Ward that, Cam Ward this. This is Spencer Rattler reincarnated, and I know when we get to the combine, oh, Rick, you didn't like me at all. Ryan, thank you for the support.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights of my 2024 draft season for sure.